Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's our football podcast. You can't see the forest for the tees. Join myself, Paul Williams, and James Panas as we talk about last week's games, preview next week's games, and if you're lucky, there might even be a quiz. Anybody that hasn't checked us out on YouTube, jump over to the Cookiecast YouTube channel, check us out over there. There's video for especially these podcasts, so it's certainly worth checking out. Anyway, this is Cookiecast. You can't see the forest for the tees.
I haven't even read what the next one was.
See, that, to me, looks like it's a wrestling beer or a boxing beer because it's got, like, belts and... Oh, definitely a boxing beer because it's got boxing gloves and...
Well, Tennessee's
whiskey
where
country.
Wilder's from, innit?
Where what?
Deontay's from Tennessee.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, Tennessee, Kentucky,
Devontae.
oak, barrel-aged milk stout. Ugh.
I love a milk
Sounds like
stout,
it's going to
man.
be good.
What was the next one?
The next one was Kai Juice. American Pale.
Kaiju.
I don't think that's a new one though, is it?
Nice.
I don't get it.
Is it like a Godzilla or something on it? Has it got a big monster on it?
Yeah, Godzilla.
Kaiju. Nice. That's a good one.
Let me just start it off again for you. Are you ready?
Straight pen.
So it'll only sit on for like 10 seconds. I don't think that's a new one. I think they've already been doing kaiju, haven't they?
I don't know.
Oh, what's going on with
It's up to you this time.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah.
You'll have 10 minutes. Yeah.
It's Tuesday, stroke Wednesday, or Thursday, or
They don't need
Monday.
to know what day of the week it
Yeah,
is.
but I'm just... You spoke me with flow now.
Just get to it. Just tell them what it is. Tell them why they're
Tell
in.
them what
Tell
they
them why
want.
they're about to be entertained for the
It's-
next 30
It's 2020
40
on a...
to 60 minutes.
It's 2020. That's the
You heard
time,
it.
not the
You
year.
heard it.
No,
No, he hasn't.
it's the time and year
He's only going to nailed it.
on a unspecified day, and we're here to talk football on You Can't See the Forest for the Tees. I'm here with Mr. Williams,
Hola,
Mr.
for our
Cook,
Spanish viewers.
Whoa!
and me. And we're going to talk about how bad our football teams are.
Yeah, but you don't need to talk about how bad your football team is, do you? Because your football team is actually quite good, whereas mine is fucking shit.
Can we timestamp that?
But I said his team was quite good.
Yeah. Because I have at no point ever said that about Middlesbrough.
Wow.
Because they're shit.
Oh,
I mean, finished above you in the
Shots.
table last season, but
fired.
I mean,
Did you get
Hang
promoted?
on,
Did you get promoted?
Sorry, James. I was just thinking about all those Premier League seasons you've had between '99 and the current year.
I can't remember about that. I was too busy thinking about European Cups we won.
What, before '99? But we were just talking about since '99.
No, yeah, well...
So weird that. And also, you sound incredibly like a Liverpool fan there. Sounds like you're living in the past.
Yeah. You can't even use that joke for very long either, can you?
Shots are being fired.
You're only going to get away with saying that for about another... Well, I mean, they've qualified for Europe now. How long before they're mathematically
mental.
champions?
So, we'll jump straight ahead. We're going into what's happened this week in football. And apparently this week in football, Liverpool have just decided, well, we're just going to keep winning games, and we've already qualified for the Champions League for next season.
I mean, it was made a little... There was that step was made a little easier with the fact that we know Man City are blocked.
That was the bigger...
So it's
That was the
it's
bigger
Sheffield
news
United
of the week.
can't get to them now, isn't it?
Is
They're
it?
fifth, I think.
Right, okay, so it's that.
They can't drop down to fifth anymore.
Yeah, so that's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Annoyingly. Sheffield United, man.
I would quite welcome Sheffield United qualifying for the Champions
Absolutely
League. Mainly because...
Get battered?
It would be hilarious to see a team play in the Champions League and get relegated in the same season.
You were this is your next big hope since Leicester.
Well, I already said that when Leicester qualified, when Leicester won the league, I almost put on a little cheeky bet to have Leicester get relegated because I was thinking I don't think their squad's big enough. They won't be able to sign enough players to cope with the extra games and not completely blow the team sort
And they kind of
camaraderie that they had.
They kind of were, because they obviously fired Ranieri.
Yeah, brought in Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah. And then fast forward to the next season when they did exactly the same as Shakespeare.
Did they then sack him and bring in Puel? Was that it? I think it was Puel after that, wasn't it? And now it's on to Deluded Brendan.
What do you mean Deluded Brendan?
Do you not follow Deluded Brendan on Twitter?
No.
Spectacular! Whenever like a team, when he was at Celtic, and whenever a team was like in the shit or something like that, he'd always like post a picture of like the phone ringing, and it'd be like Roman Abramovich. Huh, wonder why he's calling. Or Ed Woodward. Huh, wonder why he's calling. Humorous. Satirical. Right,
so we've obviously already discussed the fact that Liverpool are a machine this year.
Obviously they're going to win the league. At this point, it's just a case of how many records they're going to break.
Here's a question for you.
Go.
So it was something someone said on the interwebs this week. Liverpool, right?
Yes.
Good set of players,
right?
Or average players, good manager.
Well, there's that thing in there where if you were to take Klopp and give him Burnley, and take Pep and give him Burnley, who would create the better results? And they've not got anything to spend. They've just got the players there to work with.
I feel personally, with absolutely no qualification to do so, that Klopp would do the better.
I think that's a bit of a sort of universally held theory, in that he's basically just...
From looking out the outside, he looks like a better manager.
His style, and wherever Guardiola's gone, he's always had money behind him. So like, obviously Barca aren't exactly short of money. I know they promote from within and stuff like that, but they also spend fucking boatloads of cash on players like Neymar and stuff like that. And apparently they've been given special dispensation to sign a striker because
outside of a transfer window,
Ousmane Dembele's out for 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So apparently they're stripping around Christian Stuani, ex-Middlesbrough, and Martin Braithwaite, ex-Middlesbrough.
Braithwaite the Dane?
Yeah.
Don't
quite get that one. So couldn't get it done in the Premier League. Couldn't get it done in the English Championship. He's now playing for Leganés in Spain, and he's still pretty shit as far as I'm aware. Andy, why are you looking at me like that?
Maybe you should throw him off.
Just seen your midweek game for next week.
Yeah. Let's not discuss that.
5-0, yeah.
Let's not blow our load on something that could be a monumental.
Is it the Whites?
It might be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so basically the rationale for them saying that it was Klopp was because in no other team could Jordan Henderson get away with like the starting lineup captain of a championship record breaking squad.
Apparently he's currently the favourite for
PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't get it. Money.
Yeah, it's always going to be weighted. It's always going to be weighted to a team that dominates.
Yeah, I get that.
I know Mane's in the same team.
It should be a Liverpool player, absolutely. What the fuck?
The captain's probably always going to be around it, though.
I suppose you can make the argument that. I was going to say I don't really know what Jordan Henderson does, but is that the point that you don't notice?
Always used to say about Nicky Butt, didn't they?
Yeah, but the thing with
Nicky Butt's had a good game because you hadn't known about.
The thing with Nicky Butt was he wasn't. So basically, I had this similar sort of thing with him and with Ray Parlour. Very good squad players, not used to playing week in week out. Therefore, when Butt went to Newcastle and when Parlour went to Borough, they weren't very good because they were expected to play week in week out. And they weren't ready to sort of play game after game after game.
When you watch a lot of that Class of 92 stuff, they always maintained that out of that squad, Butt was going to be the strongest one.
They always thought he was the most talented or the most gifted or whatever. He just had the engine on him or something, didn't he? And then obviously Scholes was there with his asthma. The thing about Scholes that I always remember, have you ever seen that picture of him in the cup final where his shorts have come away and his tackle's out?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, poor lad.
No.
Just little ginger pubes there, just wangling away. So,
I don't know how it got this.
I don't know how we've got on. It's because we were talking.
Yeah, so that's the So we agree that it's more Klopp than squad.
I'd say if you were to basically like start from like scratch, you'd probably get results out of a Klopp-based team quicker than you would a Guardiola-based team.
There was talk because obviously Mbappe had said some complimentary things about Liverpool and Trent and stuff, and then people questioned that. Well, where exactly? If you signed Mbappe, how do you play him?
Well, they'll probably sell Salah, wouldn't they? That's the point.
Yeah.
Just
don't sign Mbappe.
Well, no,
it's
not a case of that. It's a case of if they signed Mbappe, no offence, Firmino's great and everything, but he's not Mbappe.
No, but everyone seems to agree that Firmino brings them all together.
But why wouldn't Mbappe do that?
I don't know. Further up the field, work rate.
Arguably, he's not. It's not even arguable. He is just a better player.
Yeah,
that guy will
but
win the Ballon d'Or within the next 5 years.
In that lineup, though, does Firmino need to score? Because Mbappe score more goals. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? Like
Firmino does drop deep and does make plays.
It's the sort of France '98 conundrum again, isn't it? So France '98, the guy who played up front for France, Stéphane Guivarc'h, I think he started every game. Didn't score in the entire tournament.
Because Henry played wide right in that tournament, didn't he?
I don't think. So this is the thing. I don't think he did because he never started. He didn't start the final. I think he came on as a sub. So I think it was more Djorkaeff.
Djorkaeff was like a number 10. Or strangely, he played number 6, didn't he? But
Zidane was the guy who was the number 10, surely.
So was Djorkaeff playing
so
further
Petit
up
was the holding midfielder. Maybe with Vieira.
Vieira and Petit were both in that.
Vieira playing in '98?
Yeah, they were both in that.
So you'd have them surely as your two holders, with Zidane operating further forward, Djorkaeff off one wing.
Can't remember who was on the other one.
Somebody else on the other wing.
Oh, that'll annoy me now.
Yeah.
Was Pires in that team, or is that a bit early?
No, Pires came a little bit later on as well. Do you know what?
I'm gonna
Wikipedia it.
I want to know.
Shout out to Wikipedia for sponsoring the podcast this week.
I thought Henry and Trezeguet was in that squad, wasn't he?
Yeah, this is what I'm going to check.
And Will Todd wouldn't have been, but he was in the 2000 squad, wasn't he?
Say that again?
Sylvain
Viltourde.
Yeah.
1998 France World Cup. Let's have a look at the squads.
Yeah, but you always need like the general starting lineup though. This is what I struggled to get last time.
Yeah, but I think we'll be able to work it out.
Yeah.
Based on the games. Games.
How are you getting on with the score stuff?
No.
Ah, okay. He's struggling a bit here, I think.
Struggling a little bit.
So while you're looking at, can you talk and look at the same time?
I can try and talk and look at the same time. Yes.
Should we make a step over to the Man City issues while we're looking at this then?
Yes. Yes, we should.
As I'm sure by the time anyone watches this, they will already know about City.
Yes.
City.
Yeah.
Sad.
Do you know about City?
I can't actually say I do.
Right. Okay. So they finally been found guilty of financial irregularities.
Really?
I think someone had encompassed it by they've been found out for buying Wilfred Boney for 25 million.
I like it. That's funny. That's good.
So
what
UEFA
were there?
Spending money beyond the means, I believe. So UEFA have caught up with them and banned them from the Champions League for 2 years. Starting... not starting immediately. They're allowed to continue with this campaign, but they won't be able to qualify for the Champions League for the next 2 years. Although it's dependent on an appeal in it, but...
Yes. Which, obviously, they've said they're going to take it to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is just a standard play now by any team that gets banned.
People don't seem to think that it's going to make any difference. Like, they seem to be accepting that it's going to happen.
Well, yeah.
So we'll see what other penalties they get, whether the Premier League impose something. But I think from what I read, they were, I don't know if you agree, that they seem to be like kind of waiting out to see what the actual outcome of the UEFA thing is before.
Yeah.
They do something. But I think Paul had said that there was talk that they could bust them down 3 leagues.
There's been talk of the potential that they're going to basically put them in
League 2.
Yeah.
But what? For what purpose? Presumably they'll just blast through.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. But
get promoted.
Still taking 3 years, though, won't it?
I suppose.
And that'd be interesting because UEFA have banned them from the Premier League, from the Champions League for 2 years, but that in effect give them a ban for 4 years.
Yeah. Right.
Because they have to work their way through the league, then qualify for it.
So we'll just briefly pause on that to go back to the France World Cup '98 squad. So of course we made the massive error of saying that it was obviously Petit and Vieira that would have been the holding midfielders.
Was it not?
Well, we're forgetting that Didier Deschamps was the fucking captain.
Oh, the water carrier?
Were they?
So was it not Vieira?
They were playing, according to this, a very innovative 4-1-2-2-1 formation.
Oh, very narrow.
No width.
Well, you had Lizarazu and... Oh.
Sounds a bit like a girl. The silence is deafening.
I can't remember the right back.
Lilian Thuram.
Was Thuram on the right?
Yeah, man. So, goalkeeper.
Barthez.
Correct answer. Right back.
Lilian Thuram.
Centre halves.
Laurent Blanc.
No.
Why was he not in that lineup?
I think he got sent off in the semi-final.
Oh, so we're just talking about the World Cup final lineup here.
World Cup final lineup.
So, Frank the Beef.
Frank the Beef.
Le Beef.
Correct answer.
And Marcel.
A Desailly.
Yeah.
A correct answer. Didn't realise that he got sent off in the final.
Marcel Desailly?
Yeah.
Didn't know either.
Left back.
Is it Bixente?
Vicente
Lizarazu.
Lizarazu.
He's a what do you call it in a Basque, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Your holding midfielder is
Didier
Deschamps. Your two central midfielders are
Emmanuel Petit.
Correct.
Oh God! So I'm assuming that the next two ahead of him was Zidane and Djorkaeff.
Correct.
With, as you say, Guivash. So who was the central midfielder? Not the attacking, not the defensive.
So you've already got Petit.
Petit and oh my lord! Oh, hang on. Is it Vieira?
Came on as a substitute.
Oh! Let me think then.
It's going to take him what? This is podcast gold. So much silence.
Should I know it?
If I was to say he later signed for Middlesbrough, would that help you?
No.
Fancy hair. Absolute stonking wife.
Oh, Christian Carambeu.
Correct answer.
Yeah. Got it from the wife.
Christian Carambeu. So
I always thought of Christian Carambeu as a right-sided defender midfielder. As Champ Manager would have described it. You know, a D-stroke F. A D-stroke M. R. Because I'd have always put Thuram as a centre-back.
No, Thuram's always been a...
Was he always on the right? Never a centre?
From what I understand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, that was fun.
Excuse me.
So you got anything to weigh in on City?
Personally, I think they'll get away with it.
Yeah.
I think they'll take it to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. They'll be able to prove.
Will they impose just a little fine and they'll go? We can find money.
They'll be able to get it. What'll happen is it'll be the same thing as like whatever happened with Barcelona with the transfer ban.
Is it going to be like a suspended sentence?
It'll be a case of they'll be able to get it postponed for a season. So it'll be next season they'll be able to compete in the Champions League, and it'll be like, yeah, whatever. We'll see what happens. So next season it'll just be played as is normal, and then they'll just let it drag on, and then like it'll just be forgotten about, and they'll be able to produce records that shows a net profit or something that like negates it.
Bullshit.
So we'll see what happens, but
I'd love to see them busted.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but you hate City.
Yeah, I do. No, I hate. I really don't like the fact that they've not built anything. They literally just bought it.
I saw that someone put something on Twitter that said something along the lines of the financial fair play rules haven't been brought in to protect all the clubs. It's been brought in to protect the older clubs that don't have the financial clout anymore that these newer clubs have. So for like your established sort of like giant like Man United that's got the sort of like the legacy of like over the years history and stuff like that don't really want to go out and spend 80 million on say like a centre half that's not very good. Oh wait a minute! Oh no, they did that. Sorry, I'd forgotten about that because Harry Maguire's absolutely fucking shit. But it's basically to sort of like it's not there to protect every club. It's there to protect the old guard, so they don't get like totally thrown out and stuff like that. So it seems to be a little bit weighted in the wrong places.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Still cheating bastards.
Yeah, but unless they're going to make it like American football, where it's just a case of you don't pay for any players, and you go to a draft system where the worst teams get the best, that gets the pick of the best players. It's never going to work. And then if you did that, you'd make it a closed shop where like the 20 clubs in the Premier League are the 20 clubs in the Premier League, and that's just it.
And unlike American football, it's a global sport though.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you have a draft system across the world?
Well, again, yeah.
It won't work.
It's something to debate, I suppose.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think that's this week in football. I can't think of anything personally.
I'm just happy that Man United beat Chelsea, but
well,
I'm just going to say that.
Andrew,
I can't think of anything. Yeah.
How did we get on them scores last week?
Well, hang on.
Go on.
I'm gonna regret saying it.
Go on.
There was racism.
What's there? Porto. Yeah.
Your man after he scored his goal.
Yeah.
Whoa. There was racism in football.
Portugal today. Well, not today. Portugal this time.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
I am shocked by this news.
Did he get sent off?
No, he substituted himself. So he scored, got racially abused, basically flipped the bird to the supporters, got booked by the ref, and then was like, I'm not having this, and just decided to
the way the media seems to paint it is that he's been penalised for standing up for his race.
Absolutely ridiculous. The ref,
they were giving him abuse, he scored, he went to them to say,
he's an absolute idiot. I mean, how the fuck can you not like see that? Like he's just basically sort of like answering in the best possible way. And it's just like the other thing that I've seen that people were saying on Twitter was that his teammates shouldn't have been trying to convince him to not substitute himself off. They should have been going up to him and saying, "Right, we're going off. We're off. We're just going to go off the pitch together as a team." Yeah.
See, since England did it on that international game, it's not. Yeah. Nothing's happened with that, has it?
No. It does need to be a case of like if it happens again, the whole team just needs to come to the conclusion of right. If they can't learn, we're going to take the game away from them.
Well, that's what I was saying at that point with the England game. I was like, there needs to be more repercussions around these things. They need to be saying, if it happens, we will just walk off. Yeah. And as a team, if you're supposedly our supporters, as a team, if we get penalised for it, like forfeiting the match or whatever, That's points that we don't get, and you guys don't win.
I mean, that's all right in most clubs, unless you're Brescia, in which case their own fans don't like Balotelli. Yeah. They're the worst defenders for it, his own fans. But anyway, right, let's get to our games.
I've totted all scores up. Oh, points this week are whopping.
Oh no.
Whopping.
Oh dear.
Well, I picked,
excuse me.
From memory, I think, did we just have one game each? Or was it two?
Game each.
Just one game each?
Just one each.
So, I know full well that I've got absolutely nothing from Borough Luton.
Yeah. You're not the only one there, are you?
No. And I can't imagine I got anything in the West Brom game either, because
you did not.
I don't know if I've ever had all zeros.
2 lots of bagels for today. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that. That's normally your job.
Oh, he's on one tonight, isn't he? He just loves
I know you worry, James.
throwing that shade.
He's got them as well.
He's not let us down this week either.
Surely we can't beat all 3.
No, I'm afraid not.
Did you get something?
Somebody has taken points out of this.
Oh my God.
Shit.
What has he gone?
Did you pick a West Bromwich Albion draw?
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
this guy.
Wow.
Gave you a goal because you're in the room, but I didn't trust you enough to give you a win.
Well, good, because we didn't.
You didn't. Right, take it
I'll
away,
tell you
Jamesy
something,
boy.
They almost didn't even get a draw. Had to survive on a Matty Cash list minute equaliser.
I tell you what, it
90 plus 1.
It evened itself out because we got some decisions against us that were not good.
So Matt sent a picture to our group at me, him and Matt, him and Stu have got, and he basically showed I think a tweet that either a Forest supporter or the Forest Twitter runner had put out, where he'd put that the ref was furious that they had to book a West Brom player for bringing down a Forest player. He was like, Keith Stroud furious that he has to book the West Brom player here.
So did you watch the game?
I didn't see it. I completely
Have you
forgot.
seen any of the actual highlights?
Completely forgot it was on, and I was too busy taking my parents out for a lovely afternoon dinner.
Have you seen any of the highlights or any of the decisions?
I've seen the Matty Cash equaliser, which was
stonking,
beautiful, and other than that, nothing.
Right, well, both home goals were probably pretty much exactly the same.
Excellent.
Livermore, I think it was, outrageous stamp on Ribeiro.
Oh, and then sort of like turned round and had a go at him.
Yeah, so like in the studio they were like, clearly there's an issue. We've not seen anything in the game.
Disgusting. He's a fucking horrible little bastard.
Literally, Ribeiro's like, I would say for a fullback, he's like fairly hard. He's like he doesn't, like fall over or whatever.
Can take care of himself.
He's gone on for a thing. Like Livermore's just kind of gone up and just. Have you seen that?
So yeah, basically, it's the ball's there. Ribeiro clears it, and like Livermore comes.
I didn't even clock it. I thought it was an innocent one to start with. But
very strange. Very strange that he didn't give it even. Did he get booked for it?
No.
So didn't even get looked at. Strange one.
In the lead up to their goal.
Which one? Which one, James? Come on. Paxman, come on.
I'm trying to think of which way around the game.
Well, why don't you refer to our...
Who's the... Yeah, but they scored first with Robinson, didn't they?
I'm being told.
Callum Robinson.
Yes.
It's in your ear.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, and the lead up to the own goal then it was.
Okay.
Amiobi absolutely brought down just outside their area. Blatant foul. Stayed down. Ref just like, no, there's no problem with that. They went up the other end and scored.
Sounds like a lot of excuses to me.
However, I will say at the end, they had a goal disallowed that probably shouldn't have been disallowed. Right at the death. So, there was just some. There was inconsistencies. Matty Cash got booked early for doing nothing more than what?
I'd love it if that was going to be Matty Cash got booked in the first half for nothing more than absolutely scything a guy down. He's seen him there and he's just absolutely two-footed him.
No,
what just, is the world coming to?
Down to the ground.
He just got a bit. I don't know. Just a bit ropey. As I say,
let's put it this way: the standard of refereeing in the Championship is not the best, as we saw last Wednesday in Wigan.
Sal was putting himself about a bit, no more than their midfield, but he got booked.
Well,
there was another one later on where you could argue that he could have had the second yellow. So I'm not going to push that one too much. What's his name? Your man, Matías Pereira. Fucking on his arse the whole game.
Of course it was. Continental flair. That means he's got to spend his time on the deck.
And Sawyers was a bit of an arse as well.
Romain.
Yeah.
Romain Lettuce Sawyers.
But anyway, yeah, I think overall fair result 2-2. You want some goal scorers?
It was a Desmond.
For the sake of the camera. So
Desmond.
Callum Robinson, good goal. I've been that one.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of OGs. Bartley and Figueiredo. And then Matty Cash with a stunner. A stunner.
It was delicious.
As previously mentioned, I was the only person that got any points out of that game because I decided that there was going to be some draw action going. So I took 1 whole point away from that game. You gentlemen don't like that.
Because he stupidly thought Forest weren't going to get out of the game. I stupidly thought we were going to get more out of the game.
Up until Matty Cash stroked in that beautiful little equaliser, was I not on for points? All 3 points, in fact.
You went 2-0, didn't you?
I thought I went 2-1.
2-0?
Well, this absolutely sucks dick.
Brings us on to our next game of the week.
I might have to just switch off for a minute here because he could go on.
Middlesbrough versus Luton.
So did we all go for a win?
Stupidly, we all went for a win.
Win. Now this will have been based on the stats that we saw prior to the game, in that Luton had lost their last 12 games in a row away from home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is Luton, the worst defence in the Championship.
That would be them. Yeah.
That Luton.
That's the one.
That Luton that can see goals in every game they play, pretty much.
It's all right because Britt, he was going to get one, wasn't he?
Yep.
I remember you said that.
There's always
because Britt scores goals, doesn't he?
No, there's always room for a casual wingy
banger. We agree on that one.
Ashley Fletcher was definitely going to notch.
Fletcher.
Let's not forget about Rudy.
Fletcher was not mentioned.
Rudy.
Oh, in fact,
no, because we all thought that Fletcher was going to get benched.
You were also on the wingy banger. So all of us, we love the fact that Lewis Wings.
Did Fletcher start instantly? Because I was convinced he was going to get dropped.
I was also convinced he was going to get dropped.
Not dropped.
He did not.
So did they start with Fletcher and Sommonga if they didn't get with 4 at the time?
I think it was Fletcher and Metcher up front. I will double check this, but I believe it was Fletcher and Metcher.
Nem Fletcher, if you...
Nem Fletcher. Yeah, that is what they'd be called together if they were anything other than shit.
Between the 3 of us, we predicted 8 goals.
Oh my.
Did you just go for 1?
Yeah. All in the Middlesbrough camp.
Because Luton are that bad.
Just to clarify, Nem Fletcher was up front.
Nem Fletcher.
Nem Fletcher.
Flemetcher.
Nem Fletcher.
So, do you want to let us know how many of these 8 predicted goals we saw?
I can only assume that the score I'm seeing in front of me is a typo. Because it seems to say Middlesbrough 0.
I've got that written down.
But Middlesbrough 0. But Luton always concede goals, and they'd lost the last 12 away from home.
I mean, that's alright, because it was a 0-0, yeah.
No, there seems to be a 1 in there somewhere.
I've got one written here, and I've got somebody written next to it.
Collins?
I'm very confused by this, because Ryan Tunnicliffe doesn't play for Middlesbrough.
No, he plays for Luton.
He does indeed play for Luton. This appears that... Now, Andrew, I may have misread this, but it does say Middlesbrough 0, Luton Town, as in bottom of the table.
How shit has he got to be to not only lose, but not even score?
Not even score? To score, James, you've got to have a shot on target.
You didn't have a shot on target?
No.
So, yeah.
No shots on target. 4 strikers on the pitch to finish the game.
As you correctly pointed out, everybody in this room, all over Middlesbrough, definitely going to have a little win. So we all didn't get any points.
No.
Nobody predicted a Luton goal, so nobody got any points.
I don't think outside this room, I don't think
goal
anyone
scorer.
anywhere predicted Luton were going to win, did they?
So, for those of you who can do the quick maths on that one, that's no points for the score, no points for the goal scorer. So the 3 of us all walked away with 0. So, our total for the week, 0. 1 point.
Awful.
I won the week with 1 point. I didn't win £51.50 though, did I?
No.
What is going on here?
We can't legislate for Middlesbrough being utterly fucking useless.
I think as lots of people have said, whether that's players in the Championship, supporters of people in the Championship this season is fucked.
So, we've got 4 chances.
For results-wise, it is just all over the place, isn't it?
We've got 4 chances to redeem ourselves.
I might have to look at my fixtures of my team now.
Obviously, when we get to the 4th game on this list.
Look at his little face.
I'm trying to think of... I think one of these 2 games, is it Fulham for me? I've got a Fulham coming up. Oh, maybe it's a bit there. I don't know who I've got. Should we start with him then?
3 letters. Well, it is him first.
Oh, okay.
You've got 3 letters and you've got what I believe is a Welsh team.
Swansea. Cardiff.
First game of the week is Barnsley versus the once mighty Middlesbrough. James Panas, go.
Well, see, this is difficult, right? Because Barnsley are shit.
Shit or better than Luton?
They are better than Luton, and they also beat Fulham 3-0 at the weekend.
9-0 to Barnsley.
Where is it at? Is it Oakwell?
'Tis at Oakwell.
This is going to be short and sweet. 0-0.
Oh my god!
I don't see you scoring.
Oh my god! Well, we'll skip past Andrew.
Go straight to your 0-0.
Correct?
Yeah.
Seriously, at this point, they just need to completely reset. Don't concede.
Do they need Pulis?
Oh, God. At this point, they just need to completely reset the team. Just basically get back to basics, defend well, maybe attack on the break. Just
give Tony a ring.
Just fucking... Oh, Christ. Yeah, I'm... Yeah, 0-0 for me.
Can you tell me somebody who plays for Barnsley?
Corley Woodrow, excuse me.
Thank you. I've obviously gone for a 1-0. Which brings us swiftly on to Nottingham Forest versus QPR.
QPR have just been a bit up and down recently.
Sporadic.
Actually, more down than up, I think. Looking at where they are on the league table now.
Yeah,
they
they lost 2 of their better players on the transfer deadline day. Although they did keep hold of Easy.
Wells and who else went?
I was thinking 3 then, because I think they lost 2 of their full-timers, and Wells went to Bristol City.
City better.
Was it Bristol City?
No.
Oh, there's a question.
Didn't Wells just go back to Burnley?
No.
Did he get reloaned?
I think he got signed by somebody. Oh, James. What have you done?
Oh, you have to have a look.
You should be going last on this.
Yeah, go on then.
So I will have the 0-0 Middlesbrough Barnsley is 11-1. And then Nottingham Forest taking on Queen's Park Rangers. Nottingham Forest
Just while he's doing
2-0.
that, in terms of are Barnsley better than Luton? Well, it appears, due to the fact that Luton beat Borough, they have actually stayed above Barnsley in the table.
Oh.
Barnsley are... Can you believe you beat Fulham 3-0 and you're still rock bottom of the table? Because the other shithouse went and won as well.
Draw 0-0, 11-1. Forest 2-0, 9-1. Double of 119-1.
Huddersfield and Stoke are getting pulled back into this, aren't they now?
Oh, yeah,
They've both pulled away a bit.
And my 2 goal scorers for Forest, Lolly and Graben. You heard it here first.
Solid.
Kids.
Solid.
So solid crew.
You see, you went before me and you took my score.
You can have the same score.
I've gone the same as James for the Borough.
So, time for Old Faithful.
2-1.
So, you know what's coming, don't you?
You need a QPR score.
I do. I think Matty is going to have another slice of the pie. He's like, ooh, I like the taste of that. That putting ball in net. Love it.
QPR.
I haven't heard Grabs' name for quite a while. So, Old Faithful across the board.
He didn't play against Charlton, and I think, did you see the stat, like, at half-time? He'd had 4 touches.
Oh, my word.
Of the ball.
Outrageous.
QPR, go.
Jordan Hugel.
That's what I'd be on.
So that is 2-1. Cash and Lolly score for Forest.
Lolly and
So
Cash!
your 2-1 Forest is 8-1. Your 1-0 Barnsley is 17-2. Andrew Cook's double is 84.5-1.
Really?
Indeed.
James Panas, 3-1. 3-0. 5-1. 8-2. Stop me when I get...
Come on, you know it works. Forest are at home against an inferior team. It's got
3-0.
3-0 written all over it.
Oh, Jesus.
4-0.
Yeah.
40-1 on that.
Really?
So 4-0 Forest 40-1, 0-0 draw 11-1, double of 491-1.
Jesus.
Yeah, you won't be saying no when we've got money in the kitty.
Absolutely right.
Grabs for a brace.
1.
Just the one. You've lost faith.
Amiobi 1.
Sammy Obi.
Samiobi. Lolly.
Samiobi.
Thiago Silva.
I mean, we never hear his name.
No, because about 3 weeks ago he scored his first league goal of the season, which is not a great return for a number 10.
You do not get that much rest this week because you are straight back out on the pitch on Tuesday.
Right.
Taking on Cardiff.
Away.
It is at the Cardiff
Yeah.
It is at
City.
the Cardiff
Stadium.
I seem to remember because I think when you and Matt were out, we were looking at the Forest Cardiff game on the highlights, and it was that game that was like basically just descended on City Ground.
Are Cardiff any good?
Middling to bad.
Well, bear in mind, it's the reverse of the Borough Leeds game earlier in the season. Leeds Borough, sorry. So
Let's not jump no guns, shall we?
well,
So it's obviously lined up for the same fixture for us as well.
correct.
Cardiff better than QPR by some margin. In fact, Cardiff sneaked up a bit. Cardiff threw a win away from the playoffs.
Well,
I personally don't think Forest are going to do too well, having played only days before.
Cardiff will also have only played days before.
I do think a 0-1.
Good lad.
Seeing as
Good lad.
I've left him on the bench for the other game.
Grabs.
Graban to score. Paul Williams.
Cardiff Forest.
No.
1-1.
Ooh.
Lee Tomlin to score for Cardiff.
Go.
And
Joseph.
Sammy Amiobi to score for Forest.
2-0. 0-2 if we're being clear.
Ooh. I was going to say, nearly had to take first answer there.
Just silly.
What?
Silly. So blind. So blind. So blind.
Snow blind. Snow blinder.
I'm going for Lolly
Okay.
and Walker.
It's a new one for you, isn't it?
Tyler. Really? 24 hours later.
Live on Sky Sports Television.
Oh, we should get together and watch it. Watch
Do you want
the
to see a grown man cry?
massacre that's going to be Middlesbrough versus...
Yeah, actually, you're going out to watch it.
Scum.
Probably to the pub.
What pub?
Wallington.
Let's do it. Stubbs out.
Oh, absolutely.
James
Tubes
Panas.
out. He's a Leeds fan, isn't he?
No, he's a blade. And he'll always be a blade.
Me? Oh, God. It's weird because there's no way Middlesbrough should be getting a result from that, but I fucking hope they do.
Right, just remind you, we had Cardiff 0, Forest 2.
Yeah. I'll go for 1-1. And that's more because I'd love it to be 1-1 rather than the fact I think it's going to be 1-1.
So, James's double of 2-0 Forest at 14-1 and a 1-1 draw at 13-2 gives him a double of 1.5-1.
And now you want some goals.
Mm.
Remember the rule, James, remember the rule.
Yeah, but I'm trying to stay clear of him. What's Jean-Auguste Ian's surname?
Kevin Augustin, is that him?
Kevin Augustine.
Something like that? Jean-Kevin Augustin? Kevin Jean Augustin? I don't know what his fucking name is.
It's that combination of names in some kind of order.
Just put Augustin.
Augustine.
Leeds.
Yeah. And for Borough, McNair. Because I think the only way you're going to score is a pen.
Might be off pen during him. So he's going to miss one.
He's hiding himself before he says this one.
What did you offer Forest versus Cardiff?
Me?
Yeah.
0-1.
And he's now got to hours with what he's gone for Middlesbrough Leeds.
I'm going to need 4 goal scorers for Leeds.
0-4. Wow. Come for a reverse of the earlier game. So they normally play Patrick Bamford up front.
Well, I'm thinking Bamford is either a brace or a hat-trick.
Wow. So the last time Leeds played Middlesbrough at the Riverside, he didn't score a hat-trick because it wasn't the last time they played him at the Riverside. He has scored a hat-trick at the Riverside in a game involving Leeds before. So
I'm giving him 2.
okay.
So I need 2 more.
Helder Costa normally plays up there.
That'll do.
Pablo Hernandez.
That'll do.
So Andrew's 1-0 Forest at 8-1 and 4-0 Leeds at 25s Gives him a double of 233 to 1.
Okay, it's just you left.
Just leaves me. So, it's Leeds. It's a big game. You'd hope that the players will be able to get up for a big game. Middlesbrough 2. Leeds 2.
Oh my God, I hope it is.
I don't think it will be.
So that just to sort of finish off the bets. Draw 1-1 Cardiff Forest is 5s. Draw 2-2 Borough Leeds is 16s, giving me a double of 101 to 1. Goal scorers.
50p difference between you and Joe.
He got one last year in the reverse fixture. He's going to get another one. Slip me down for the CWB.
Okay.
And Nemecha. He's got to come good at something. As for Leeds, I believe they will score via why can't I think of a name?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Costa, Johnny House and on goal.
And did we agree that if you correctly name an own goal, you get
You
double
win the week.
points? Oh, you win the week, yeah.
You win the week.
This could be a new lottery, couldn't it? That we just keep going for own goals.
That, gentlemen,
Concludes the week.
concludes the week.
Is it quiz time?
It is, but there is a choice to make.
Ooh.
As we know, this quiz has a very strange numbering system of 42 quiz
Correct.
questions.
It doesn't do.
So far,
Excuse me.
20 of those quiz questions have been and gone, leaving 22 quiz questions. It's that way.
I think we go 10 and we just save ourselves for a bumper one.
I
to
agree.
finish.
That was the answer I was looking for. Let's move on. Number.
Whoa there, Missy.
Spanish for stop a horse. Right. Quiz number 4. 3.
9 million.
Well, number 3 of this grouping. You ready, Paul?
You know it.
Question number 1. Which retail billionaire became owner of Newcastle United in 2007?
Great man.
They ain't got no financial fair play rules, have they? Because he doesn't spend any money.
Well, no, they like to drop 40 million on a striker who scored once in the Premier League.
What's that?
Jolinton.
Number 2. In 2005, which 2 Newcastle United teammates were sent off for fighting against each other in United's Premiership match with Aston Villa?
Hilarious.
I think I've got this.
Number 3. Dubbed the longest away trip in English football, which 2 teams played 4 times during the 2009/10 season?
The longest away trip. 2000 and what?
9/10. Number 4. Which footballer was captain of Italy until his international retirement in 2017? Number 5. Which Chelsea footballer played every minute of the season for the club when they won the domestic league in 2017?
Do you know this?
I'm having a guess.
So that's a yes. Number 6. In 1997, which player was the first to score a hat-trick of headers in the Premier League?
97?
Yes. Number 7. In the Northern Ireland Football League, name Belfast's Big 2 clubs.
Do you know these? I can only think of one.
I think so.
Number 8. Who once said, when the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea?
Thank you.
Enjoy Barton thinks he's a philosopher.
He's a fucking prick.
Whoa, number 9. Which English club went 32 consecutive league games without a win in both the Premier League and Championship between September 2007 and September 2008? And your 10th and final. Sir Stanley Matthews' ashes were buried beneath the centre circle of which football club's ground in 2000?
I'm struggling with my knowledge of Northern Irish football teams.
I think I've got it.
I think these are Southern Ireland, the one I'm doing, but I don't have anything better.
Southern Ireland. How very modern.
Era.
/ ancient.
Right then. Question number 1. Which retail billionaire became owner of Newcastle United in 2007?
Mike Cashley.
Yes, indeedy. Number 2. In 2005, which 2 Newcastle United teammates were sent off for fighting against each other in United's Premiership match with Aston Villa?
Bowyer and Dyer.
Correct.
I got it as Dyer and Bowyer.
Oh, well, you're wrong.
That's actually incorrect, how it's written here. And I noticed neither of you gave full names, so that's the
Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer.
point deduction for both, please.
That was just 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You have 2, James, if you got it right.
Is this 1 or 2 points?
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. Dubbed the longest away trip in English football, which 2 teams played 4 times during the 2009/10 season?
So, is it Newcastle and Plymouth?
Is it, James?
I've gone Newcastle and Portsmouth.
Well, you should have gone with what you had. James,
1 point.
You've let me down.
Do I get a point?
You get half a point for Newcastle.
You've let me down. Number 4. Which footballer was captain of Italy until his international retirement in 2017?
Buffon.
Full name?
Gianluigi
Buffon.
Go on, I'll let you have it.
Where'd you gone for this? This was my unsure one out of the whole lot of them.
Which
Did you not listen to the question?
Chelsea footballer played every minute of the season for the club when they won the domestic league in 2017?
I think you might be right.
Why did you think it was outfield?
I've gone for Cesar Azpilicueta.
I've gone for Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah. Should have gone with what we went with, shouldn't you?
Really?
As always.
You even thought I'd got it right.
In 1997, which player was the first to score a hat-trick of headers in the Premier League?
Dunk.
Big dunk.
Duncan
Ferguson.
For Everton against Bolton Wanderers.
I'm pretty sure they're Southern Ireland.
In the Northern Ireland Football League, name Belfast's big two clubs.
Glentoran.
I've also gone Glentoran.
Coleraine.
I went Shamrock Rovers, but I'm almost sure they're Southern Ireland.
Shamrock Rovers are Dublin, I think.
Well, what's comforting is you're both wrong.
Glentoran is one of them.
That is one of them.
Is it half a point?
Does it begin with E?
No.
I couldn't get E out of my head. I could have sworn it was Coleraine. I'll half a point for Glentoran.
Linfield. FC.
Yeah, because apparently they call it the Bell Classico, don't they? Seriously.
Who once said, when the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea?
King Eric.
Eric the Red.
Yeah. Number 9. Which English club went 32 consecutive league games without winning both the Premier League and Championship between September 2007 and September 2008?
Derby County.
I've gone Derby as well.
Derby.
And James couldn't be happier about it.
Is that right? What
finally,
I think he played for both, but I don't think he was there for that long.
Sir Stanley Matthews.
You just think of the Matthews final, though, don't you?
Ashes were buried beneath the centre circle of which football club's ground in 2000?
Well, we've gone different.
Oh, I love it.
I think it's Stoke.
Really?
Is he right?
Of course he is. Come on, what are you
I've gone Blackpool.
Well, you should have gone with Stoke, shouldn't you? The Britannia Stadium. James, you've let me down. Have 5 more points.
How many have you got?
9 or something.
9.5.
The bell end.
9.5 out of 10.
And I've got 7.
But with your 5 extra points.
9.5. You kidding me?
9 and fucking half. Jesus.
Just the 19 wins for me for the season so far.
I think he cheats.
I'd love to know how I'm cheating.
That you've done all these quizzes when they're current and you've just remembered them.
Or I just have a mental break.
Can you study for my next exam and go sit it?
I'd love to, James, but unfortunately I couldn't give 2 flying fucks about business data systems or whatever it is you have to study for. Thank you, Andrew.
No, thank you.
It's fun. It's
Many kind regards.
Fun losing.
Is it?
Obviously, a brief shout out to we don't normally cover birthdays and such on the podcast, but
it depends when those birthdays arrive.
it is someone's birthday this week, isn't it, James?
Isn't it, James?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Oh.
How old are you going to be? 20...
25 and a bit of change?
1 again.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Cool. So James Panas is going to be 21. If you see him out and about in the town, buy him a beer. Make
The
sure
wankier the better.
as wanky as you can get.
I'll be in Doncaster and they don't do wanky beer there.
They absolutely will do.
Wanky beer in Doncaster is like Bud instead of Skull.
If it doesn't have goji berry listed on its ingredients, do not bother giving it to him.
Boysenberry.
That's the one I was trying to think of. I can't think when it was, but I was like, what's that?
Boysenberry.
What's that made up berry?
Boysenberry.
I don't think it's made up.
No, it's an amalgamation of 2 other berries.
Like a Loganberry.
Lingonberry jam. Oh, shut up.
Wow, we almost lasted the entire podcast without it beeping. Gutted.
Right.
So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, once again for joining us.
See you next week.
Until next time, you take care of yourselves. Au revoir.
So there you go. What do you think of that? Another one done, another week gone, another week of games under our belts, and another week of games to come. YouTube watchers, make sure you're subscribing, like, share, comment, tell your friends. How about that? Everybody jump over to the Cookiecast.com, check us out over there, send us some love while you're there. So there we go, that's this week done. Till next week, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.